Personal FX.
Hello, welcome to Personal FX. Now look, we have Mike here, and Mike brought a couple of his sons, and we have some people here from Tulsa. This lady brought her sons, and one thing that we're finding a lot of young collectors, as well as collecting couples. We seem to encounter a lot of them on the road. In fact, Io Haynes is with one such couple. She's in Cicero, Indiana, with a true collecting couple. Right, Io?
You are so right. In fact, he collects Burger Chef memorabilia, and she collects bowling memorabilia. They say the combination of love for each other and love for each other's collections make this union work. I want you both to meet Alan and Rhonda Hunter. Thank you for having us in your home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, people usually collect for sentimental reasons. Is that why you collect Burger Chef memorabilia?
Yeah, growing up in Indiana in the 60s or 70s, you were either a McDonald's kid or a Burger Chef kid. I was a Burger Chef kid.
All right. You went every week?
Every week. Every Sunday, my grandmother would take me religiously.
And Rhonda, why do you collect bowling memorabilia?
Well, my aunt and uncle have 2 centers here in Indiana, and I've been a bowler since I was about 8 years old, rolling it between my legs and hoping to get pins down. That's how it all started.
So you two have been married for how long?
For 8 years.
8 years, and collecting bowling memorabilia for how long?
About 8 years.
And how about you?
About 10 years.
10 years, all right. We're going to roll 2 strikes here today with 2 collections.
All right, that's good. We'll check out both of those collections a little later on in the show. But right now, let's go to the dining room with Claire, Mike, and of course, our great appraisers.
Yes, any bowlers at this table? Bob Connolly and Pat Dudley, to our ace appraisers. Please meet Mike. Nice to have you with us. What do you collect?
Bobbin head dolls.
Oh, the bobbing heads.
Right.
We've had super
And then
collectors of
yes.
bobbing heads. And tell us about the doll that you've brought to be appraised.
Well, I bought this at a house sale. It's
Do we
a
have to
German
take care of
doll.
her?
I can't pronounce it. Mod somebody.
Armand Marseille.
Yes, that's it.
Do you
I'm
remember how
gonna
much you
scalp
paid for her?
$150.
Ah.
That was about 6 years ago.
Armand Marseille was one of the most prolific doll makers in Germany from about 1880 through 1920. And this one here with the 360 mark or 390 mark on the back tells us it's what they call a socket head, that it pivots. And the mold mark number 6 tells us it's for a 20 to 23 inch doll.
And Floridora.
Yep. And you can see that if you look inside, the eyes are fixed with plaster, and therefore they don't sleep, or what we call sleep eyes.
Pat?
She's an open mouth, and her body is composition and it's jointed. We'll be rather discreet when we do this.
Well, we
so
just
that you
took
can
off her
see.
hair.
Yeah,
so-
well, we don't want to give her a little dignity here. What's very nice about this doll, and very important in terms of judging bisque head dolls as she is that the bisque is very fine and very beautifully colored, and that makes a great deal of difference in terms of the value of a bisque
Well,
head
how
doll.
much is the value of this particular doll?
Now, is this a replacement that you got?
Yeah.
Okay, I would presume so.
It
Okay.
just came with
Okay. In excellent condition, which really she is, except for the hair, I would say, and without original clothes, I would value her around $400.
$400, Bob?
I'd say 3 1/4 to 3 1/2.
And with the box, does that add anything to it?
Not really. It's just the fact that it has been totally restored.
And Mike, in that category of price range, you're welcome to put it up for sale.
Oh, sure. She can go.
We'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much for bringing her.
Thank you.
Let's put the wig back on and the box. Thank you.
Okay,
and our
thanks.
number to call for any or all items that are up for sale throughout the show is 212-802-0082. And Ann is going to join us next. Hi, Ann.
How are
Good
you?
to have you with us. Where are you
Thanks. From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, what brings you to New York?
Picked my son up from college. Just
How
finished his
nice.
freshman year.
And where did you pick up this bag?
This has been in my husband's family. It was his grandmother's, and when she passed away, just distributed some items. My daughter Emily took it to her prom. And
Oh, that's nice. It's a very, very lovely beaded bag. It's a glass beaded bag on a pierced or open work frame with some faux jewels, probably from the Art Nouveau period.
Which means what period?
Probably from the teens, 19-teens. Has a silk lining with the original silk covered mirror. Very, very nice condition. Very, very heavy, dense beading, which is very, very nice and very desirable in a beaded bag.
Any well-known manufacturer?
I could not find a mark on it anywhere. I looked at it with a magnifying glass and couldn't see anything. It looks to be a pot metal or a white metal.
I'd say it's a little more into the Deco period with the round curving design rather than the flowing design, but the year is right, 1910. I like this about $200, $225.
I would place it in the $200 range in terms of value.
In that particular price range, is it staying in the family or thinking of putting it up for
You
sale?
might find a new home for it,
We
someone
have
that
to
will
do
love it.
that. Thank you so much. And Danny joins us next with his baseball mitt. Hi there, Danny.
Hi.
Do you collect baseball memorabilia?
Just baseball cards.
Cards? And where'd you get your mitt?
In a garage sale. I usually go with my mom, like to antique stores and stuff.
Did you get a great buy?
Yeah.
How much?
Actually, I wasn't there. My mom was.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the days I slept in.
Well, it's made by the George Worthington Company, which made many professional baseball mitts. But this one, which is a Pee Wee Reese model, and it says junior model, which means it was made not for an adult, but for a child. Now, the normal pieces by Pee Wee Reese, their models bring anywhere from $50 to $150. But this was made for a child and is not that collectible as the ones made for adults.
More collectible in the toy category, actually, than in the baseball category.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sort of a cross-collectible in that sense.
Give us
And
a,
it's
yeah,
got the webbing in it. I'd put a value on this of $25 to $50.
25 to 50?
25 to 35, yeah, we're in the same range.
In that particular range, are you interested in putting it up for sale?
Yeah.
Can you just, let me just see this for 1 second. If I had a ball, right now I'd put this on and I'd toss it over to John Davis.
All right.
If I had a ball.
Now that's a toss, ladies and gentlemen, and it fits you, Claire. That's what's good.
Thank you.
All right, let me toss it out to Cicero, Indiana, where we have Gary, who has some interesting Japanese incense burners. Tell us about it, Gary.
I'm going to have my Japanese incense burners appraised coming up next on Personal FX.
This portion of FX is brought to you by Parent Time. Parent Time, for the most important job in the world. www.parenttime.com.
So many products promise to help reduce wrinkles, so which one should you use? At a recent dermatologist conference, a breakthrough in wrinkle fighting was announced, beta-hydroxy complex. Now, one moisturizing cream has this advanced hydroxy complex proven to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It's significantly more effective and more gentle than the leading hydroxy wrinkle cream. And the name, Oil of Olay New Daily Renewal Cream, our most advanced wrinkle fighting cream ever.
With more than $272 billion in sales over the last 25 years, Kodak is the world leader in imaging. Now picture this, more than $1 trillion in real estate transactions makes the Century 21 system #1 in real estate. And when you're this big, you can do things others can't, like average a home bought or sold by our customers every minute, every day. No wonder, in a nationwide survey, homeowners chose Century 21 as the leader in real estate by 6 to 1 over the nearest competitor. Call #1, Century 21.
Here's your Pop-Tart.
Got the toaster strudel?
Of course.
Pillsbury toaster strudel is like a Pop-Tart, but better.
So what do you do with the Pop-Tarts?
Something better just popped up. Pillsbury toaster strudel. A good sweat isn't so good once the game is over. That's why there's Irish Spring Sport. It has an extra antibacterial ingredient that kills odor-causing germs better than regular soap. It's Irish Spring Sport. Play as hard as you like.
So you got an international calling plan with one flat rate, but...
Hello, we're not in right now. Please leave a message.
no one's home during the week to enjoy it.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Leave a message at the beep.
Here's a plan that makes more sense. Introducing a great new rate from Sprint Sense International on weekends. 10 cents a minute to the UK and Canada. Call now and get this incredible rate to the UK all weekend long.
Hello. Hi, Mom. Hello, dear. I'll run and get your father. Granny! Oh, wait. Say hello to the kids first. All right.
And get the same low 10-cent rate to Canada.
Hello? Hey, look who's home.
Of course, it's Sunday. The game's on.
Oh, yeah.
You'll also get Sprint's famous dime-a-minute domestic rate. Call now and find out about Sprint's great rates to other countries, too. Finally, incredible rates at convenient times for you and the people you call. For 10 cents a minute to the UK and Canada all weekend. Call now, 1-800-665-7280.
Welcome back to Personal FX, and with Aaron Lustig, who plays Dr. Timothy Reed on The Young and the Restless. And this Wednesday, Daytime Emmys, congratulations on your nomination.
Thanks.
Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Now, this is your first nomination?
First nomination, and I've only been on the show for a year, so it's kind of like one for one sort of a thing.
Were you surprised?
I wasn't as surprised as many other people were. It's really kind of sad. No, well,
Really?
I hadn't been on the show for almost 2 months, so the surprise was, for me, I thought out of sight, out of mind, and people would have forgotten, but they didn't, which is great.
So what do you think your chances are of winning?
Well, I don't think my chances of winning were as good as I thought my chances were for getting nominated. I think I'm the dark horse, unfortunately.
You haven't written your acceptance speech yet?
I did. I wrote it on the plane, actually, on my way here. Yeah.
You did?
I've written it already, and if I lose, you can come to my hotel room, and I'll do it for
Or
everybody.
you'll come back with your Beanie Babies, and you'll tell us what your acceptance speech would have been. By the way, we're going to be seeing his collection of Beanie Babies a little later on, and you and your kids collect, so this is a whole family affair, J.D.
It really is, and we have an interesting family affair thing happening here. Pat Dudley and I have never been in the apartment at the same time. So this is a first for this family here, and of course we have Bob Connolly down there, and we're going to head out to Cicero, Indiana. Let's get the appraisals going. We saw Gary's Japanese incense burners earlier. Tell us a little bit more about it, Gary.
This incense burner was collected by my grandfather. He was a colonel in the Army. After the war, he was sent to Japan to rebuild the railway systems and collected several pieces.
Wow.
Is that metal or porcelain? Or
It appears to be made out of bronze or brass.
all right, it looks more Chinese to me than Japanese, but these things are sort of the arts and crafts period, which would put it back in the 1880s to 1910.
Wow.
And they were doing things that were somewhat atypical. That's a little ornate and fancy for what normal incense burner.
No, you do have a lot of very figural incense burners that have a great deal of detail. Is there any mark on this piece at all?
Not that we can find.
Okay, that makes it a little bit more difficult to date. As Bob said, you do have a lot of these that were made around the turn of the century into the early part of the century that do look like this, but you also have some from a very early date. The bronze to me is a clear giveaway that this would be a later one. The patination or the patination is simply not as dark as it would be on perhaps an earlier piece.
And what kind of a value do you think you'd put on this?
I'm going to put $100 on it.
Okay.
I would think because it is more figural, even if it is fairly late, I would say in the $350 to $400 range.
Wow. So we have a spread, $100 to about $400.
Do you have the cover that goes on the top or the square?
No.
Okay, I'll stay with my $100.
100? Okay. What do you think, Gary? Would you like to entertain some offers? Or are you going to keep
yes.
it? You would?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Now, if you'd like to bid on Gary's item or any of the other items on the show, give us a call at 212-802-0082. And now we're back here with Tommy, who just completed your first year at Brown University.
Yes, I did.
That's great. What are you studying?
I'm not sure yet. I'm starting out in pre-med, but I think so is half the freshman class. So.
Good. Okay. Good luck. Tell us about your fishing lures here.
I've been going to garage sales with my mom, actually more dragged since I was about 2. And we picked up this item. I can't remember when, but we found it at a garage sale. We collect mainly a lot of old sports stuff. And my dad works for a fishing company, so we decided to get that and bring it on.
Okay, good. Bob, Pat, what can you tell us?
Well, first of all, these lures are mainly used with a fly rod, and these are called poppers. And with a fly rod, as you pull them through the water, the concave front allows it to make a popping sound. And they're not quite as desirable as the earlier wooden lures with the glass eyes and all. These are called bucktails. These are if I can get one of them out of here. These are wet flies. And so